No, I just did a live feed a little bit ago, but I want to talk to you about something else. I want you guys to really understand this energy that you are and part of. And I know that I tell you that energy is a construct within this realm that we're in, and we can change that energy to do whatever we want it to do. But that's beside the point right now. We'll get into that later down the road. Right now, I want to talk about ghosts, about entities, things like that people fear, okay? So whenever imagine, I want to take you back to the beginning of the first creation of an entity that was outside of self. Because you can create and mold anything into being whatever you want it to be. So when let's say 5 to 7 beings came together, it could have just been 1, it could have been 2, it could have been 3, it could have been how many ever. The number of beings doesn't matter. But people came together, or one person alone, knew their capability, knew that they could create something out of this modifiable matter that we call energy. And they could give it a name, and they could give it characteristics, and they could be a creator of creation. Okay? So these people, the ones that run the occults in the government, the ones that are doing all of this shit to us, they went, and now they're having all these seances and all this shit because they created this fucking negative, powerful demon, this entity that can do things within this world beyond their capacity, because now they've created it, and though they have created it, they have fed it so much fucking power that now it runs them. Okay? We can do the same thing in the opposite direction. But that's where it started. People came together, or one person, as I said, decided, okay, I'm going to create this being. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to give it a sign. I'm going to give it characteristics, and then you can call upon it, and you can now call upon these things. Like, if I wanted to, I could make myself a being that could be called upon at any time, even after I leave here or while I'm here. They could be conjured up and channeled at any moment from any place in the world. We all can. We all have that ability to conjure up each other, or to create whatever we want out of it. So that's where all of those entities come from. All of these, the dark energy, the dark matter that is running the show, it was created through an I am that knew his I am capability. Alright? Now ghosts. Alright, I want you to take this down to a smaller level. You've got a home. Say it's a brand new home. Nobody's lived in it before. The land hasn't even been tainted by whatever happened in the past and left negative Akashic record there. Whatever the trace of that energy was left there. There's nothing there. Say you found a piece of land that had no traces of any energy prior to you, and you were putting a house there, so there's no ghosts inside the house. What they call ghosts, right? Then you, as your creative being who creates demons within yourself and negative energy within yourself, or you're living in this home, and this is just hypothesis, right? You're living in this home, and you're always thinking about the negative. You're always thinking about what could go wrong. You're always upset about stuff. You're always frustrated about shit. You're always angry about shit. All these things are building up inside of you. And you are now creating this entity outside of yourself that's enveloping everybody in the house, including yourself, not just you, with all of this energy that you're putting into it. So now you move out of this house. You sell this house because for whatever reason that you found in your mind to blame the situation on other than yourself, and you created and manifested this, you have now found a reason to move out of the house. So now you're going to leave the house. And someone else is going to move into the house. And what do? They don't know about their energy. So they're moving into the house and not thinking that they have to bless the energy and get all that energy that you created out of that situation. So they moved into the house. Now they're feeling all of that energy that you left behind unknowingly that you did that. Okay? Now you have left them in a situation where they are feeling off at some point. So now they're in this house. They are feeling angry. They're feeling your frustration. They're feeling all these things that you left behind for them to feel because you left that for them. Right? And they are existing in that space that you created. So now they're feeling that. And then what happens to them? They are feeding it. They start feeling these things and feeding it to make it stronger. And then the next thing you know, they find a reason to blame everything outside of themselves because they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know that you were feeding them to feed it to fuck themselves over, literally. So now they move out of the house. And then someone else moves in. And now someone else is subject to your last person that lived there's creation and you, the one who had the house to begin with. So now both of those have come together and created this energy that is powerful. And now this person is subject to it, and this person comes in and they feel it and they feed it and they feel it and they feed it and they feel it and they feed it. Next thing you know, they're gone. Next person comes in, they feel it, they feed it, they feel it, they feed it. Next thing you know, this motherfucker is so powerful that it's starting to open up cabinet doors and throw things across the room. And what happens? Someone that you move out freaking out. There's fucking ghosts. My house is haunted. And then you leave. And then someone else comes in. And then they start seeing all this shit happen, and then they're like, fuck, it's a ghost, and then they feed it, and they fear it, and they feed it, and they fear it, and then they feed it, and next thing you know, this motherfucker can pick you up, throw you across the room, and do whatever it wants to, because you just created this motherfucker, and now it is attacking other people, because you have not taken responsibility for your own energy and the output that you were putting out there, and then putting other people in the field that you created of the negative energy, and then blaming it on something outside of yourself when it was you to begin with. I hope that I helped you today. Rise above whatever it is you're going on in your life, whatever it is you're experiencing. And if you are near a home that has an entity in it that was created, don't pay it attention. Starve it. If you give it attention, you give it fear, you give it power. Starve it. Let it know you're not scared of it. You don't even have to speak to it. Just, but I don't even see you. I don't even notice you. When that shit happens, I don't even notice you. Alright? Rise into your power. Take control back. I love you. Happy best day ever.